Hi everybody, welcome back to the Claremont Classic Garage. Today we're back under the hood of the Dodge Caliber for some cooling system work. So today we're going to be changing a water pump, a drive belt, and a cabin air filter, as well as giving it a road test to prove our wheel bearing job is good, and we're going to check the alignment on the front end. The car is still up in the air from when we did the wheel bearings, so that saves us a step anyway. First thing we got to do is get this plastic shield out of here. It's held on with a couple of bolts. I believe originally it probably had a couple of little clippy things there, but I guess they broke it. I put a couple of bolts in, and there'll probably be something else back up under there in behind the front bumper. I'll be back in a sec. All right, we've got the shield off. Now we can see a few things. You can see our belt. There's a lot of little cracks and stuff starting in it, so it's pretty much at the end of its serviceable life. This here is the tensioner. We'll put a wrench on that and turn it to relieve the tension on this belt so we can get it off. And you can definitely see there, get the light in the right place here. You can see the coolant on the bottom of the water pump. So it is also definitely at the end of its life. So we're going to get to work here. The first thing we'll do is get the belt off. That's quite a belt, eh? Damn thing's almost as tall as me. So it comes off like any other belt comes off. You get the bears under here. There's a bunch of idler pulleys, and that one there, it's really hard to see. But it's the second one up. It's actually the tensioner. So you just grab it with you're supposed to grab it with a 16 millimeter wrench, but mine, it's old and it's starting to rot away. So I found that a 5/8 wrench worked just fine on it. Now we've got the belt out, we can go ahead and start changing the water pump. Another good thing to do when you've got your belt off is just give everything that turns a turn. And make sure that everything feels good. The alternator, all the idlers. There we go. Yeah, everything seems good. I spun the stuff that I could spin from above already. So we can go ahead now and get this water pump off. I have to figure out, though, how I'm going to drain the coolant because draining the coolant on this car is an ignorant, nasty job. The last time I did it, I think I ended up taking the bumper off to get at the drain cock. Anyway, I'll have a look at that again. Otherwise, I think I may just go ahead and start loosening off the water pump and see if it'll just drain from there. Well, there you go. I actually managed to get the silly thing out. Probably because I had it out recently. So here's our new one, and there's two ways you can go about changing this thing. One, we can change just the water pump, or we can change the whole friggin' thing. I don't know why. You can buy them with just the pump, but it was basically the same price to get the whole friggin' thing. So I'll have a look once the coolant's finished draining, and we'll see what we want to do. Probably easier just to change the whole bloody thing. But we'll see. It's hard to see, but let me see if I get some light up there. There's our water pump up in there. I haven't decided if it looks like it's easier to get it from the top or the bottom. One thing I do know is getting it from the top is I won't be lying under here with antifreeze pouring all over me. So I guess I'm going to try to get it from the top. The first thing I'll try to do is get the two nuts off of them studs on that stainless steel pipe that runs from the water pump back to the back end of the engine where the thermostat housing is. In the end, I decided it would be easier to reach around the exhaust manifold and get it from the top. Probably if I had a hoist, I would do it from underneath, but I don't. So we do it from the top. What makes it a little bit easier is that previously I have removed and discarded the shields from the exhaust manifold. That's a whole nother story. But anyway, it's easier to do it this way. So I've got all the bolts out now. We just have to get it separated from the engine block. One little tap with a hammer and it came right off. Now we got to wait for all this water to drain. I'm going to see if I can get the pump out through the top. Oh, there she is. And under the category of I'd rather be lucky than good any day, the gasket mostly came off with the pump. Oh, it all came off with the pump. There we go. And that gasket too. Perfect. So we don't have a ton of stuff all stuck to the engine to deal with. That's really good. All right, we got our new pump ready to go on here. I've got the gasket stuck to it because it's really difficult when it's down in there to see if you actually got it in or not. So I used just a dab of silicone and stuck the gasket to the housing. I cleaned up the end of the pipe, and I've got these nuts. I chased the threads on them so that they should engage pretty well. So we're going to put lots of anti-seize on all the fasteners, and we'll go ahead and stick her on. And don't forget to do this before you take the belt off. Even though I forgot to do it, at least I was able to find it quickly on Google and sketch it out. Well, we got our belt on finally. It was a bit of a struggle, but I managed to get it on. In the end, I had to use the serpentine belt toolkit that I have. I don't use this thing often, but man, when you need it, you sure are glad you had it. Now we can put the coolant in. I made sure I've got the right one, Chrysler Dodge Jeep. It's pre-mixed. You don't have to mix it with water or nothing. So we'll just slowly start filling this up. And then we'll have to leave it a minute to let the air gurgle through the thermostat and let it make sure it's found its level. So this looks good. Put the rad cap back on. That's the full cold, full hot. So that's okay. We'll let it cycle through once, one heat and cool, and then the level will stabilize, and we'll top that up a bit if we have to. There may be an air pocket or two in here. Got our splash shield back on. Now all I got to do is put the wheels back on and put her back on the floor. Now we're going to change the cabin filter. So to get that out, you see here, right there, the edge of the glove box has like a little finger that catches the back of the dash. So we got to squeeze that in on both sides, and that'll let the glove box fall down. And then the door for the filter is right in there. So here we can see the little door right here. So there's two little clips. Let me see here. This is not a job I do often. Oh no, there we go. There. So to get the door off, you push the clip in like that with your thumb. Now, you can see our filter's there. We'll pull it out and see how bad it is. I don't think I changed this too long ago, but anyway, the book said to change it now, so we'll change it now. Well, yeah, it's pretty heavy. When they're heavy, that means they're packed with crud. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we'll slide our new one in. Now, incidentally, this filter, that's interesting. Is it the wrong one? No? Maybe I put it in 90 degrees to the way it should go. No, I did not. Let's try again. There we go. It's in now. Now, something to remember. A lot of these Chrysler cars, Caliber, Compass, Patriot, I think Journey, probably Caravans, and Ram pickups, they all use the same filter. And if you have a lower trim level of these cars, your car may not have come with cabin air filtration as standard equipment, but it's really easy to add it. You just look at your box. There's like a scored line along here. You just use a sharp knife and cut that out, and go get one of these out of a car that has the feature at the junkyard. or you can even buy this part at the Chrysler dealer. It's about $4. And you can modify your heater box to take the cabin air filter. Let me pop this door back on. Well, there's that all back together. Another job well done. See how old this car is, how long I've had it? Oh, it was a big deal. Came with a phone holder. Yeah. A flip phone holder. Nothing made in the last bunch of years fits in there. Pretty funny. Oh well, holds a charger cord. Alright, I guess the time has come for us to close the hood and go for a road test. I did, in case you were wondering, torque the front wheels already. Well, that was a successful road test. It warmed up nicely. All the funny noises are gone. So our bearings were definitely the problem. The drive's nice and straight. So now I'm just going to get my plates out and we'll quickly check the toe on the front wheels. So, let's found something interesting here. There, we've got exactly 71 inches. And on this side, 70 and a half. This bloody car is towed out a half an inch. Why is that? I do not know. I mean, nothing's bent. I've never hit anything with it. That's really weird. So anyway, what we're going to do is start closing up the toe. And that's probably what took out our wheel bearing. Was just that puts a lot of load on the wheel bearing driving around towed out. And load equals heat, right? Anyway, we'll see if we can get this thing. Who knows if we'll get the tie rods freed up that easily, but we're going to have to try. All right, so unscientifically, there you go. Exactly 71 inches. Exactly 71 inches. We don't really have to, on old cars with the linkage steering, you know, a car with a steering box and an idler arm and a pitman arm and a center link and 4 tie rod ends and wheel bearings that you adjusted with a nut and always had a little slop in them. You had to actually tow those cars in a little bit so that when they started driving and all the slop got took up, it would kind of work out to perfectly straight ahead. These front wheel drive cars, not so much. You may want to tow them in just like a doink, a hair. I don't have the capability of measuring that, but I've got her pretty darn close here, and I'm sure it'll drive a lot better than it did. So I did tighten up the jam nut on the tie rod, so we're going to get this thing out of here and take it for another road test and see how she runs. So it drives really nice now, and you can definitely feel that it rolls way easier. But unfortunately, I gambled and I lost. I adjusted the wheel over there, the right front, when I guess it's a crapshoot, it's 50-50. I should have adjusted the left front because now what happens when I drive, the steering wheel is like this. So what we have to do is we have to turn it this way a little bit, and then we have to turn the left front wheel in and the right front wheel out, and that'll get our steering wheel centered back up. So I moved the tie rods exactly 1 turn. And you can see here, well, what I've accomplished to do. I've moved I've moved it over to here now. So that's no good. We got to get it right back to the center. So I just got to take it halfway back and we should be good. There we go. We got it that time. The wheel is perfectly straight. The car drives like $1,000,000. So what we got to do now is I got to just leave it in here overnight. And we'll let the engine cool down and check that our coolant level is stabilized in the morning, and then we can put her back in service. So I guess that'll do it for now. The old Dodge Caliber, it needs to get worked on a little more now than when it was new. But hey, it's what year is it now? 2021. It's 2009. Hey, she's 12 years old. It's got almost 300,000 kilometers on her. She's going to need work a little more often, but when I do work on it, it responds very well, and it seems to be very happy that I care for it. Anyway, that'll do it for now. Thanks for tuning in. Please, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell down below. And we'll see you next time on the Claremont Garage. So long.